Hey there, it's Matt Latour. He's Jordan Mercier. We're excited to bring you this brand new feature every single month, looking back at some of the biggest stories. Welcome to This Month in Peterborough. Jordan, the first month of 2024. It was a busy one to start the year. No shortage of news in Peterborough. And from my understanding, it kind of started with some news about a brand new fire hall.
Well, we know that the fire hall, and this is a station that's going to be replacing Station 2, which is on Carnegie Avenue. It's been under construction for a long time. It's on the site of the old Northcrest Arena. It's very visible. The decision was made earlier this month that the federal government was actually going to provide about $9.3 million to go towards the price tag of the costs. And the reason why they're doing that is just because of how state-of-the-art this will be in terms of energy efficiency. It's going to be a net zero building. It's going to be certified. A lot of cool features. I actually had the opportunity to go in and tour it, and it looks really, really cool. So very, very happy with that. And again, as we sort of change our ways in terms of building construction, I think it's a pretty unique little leader. So pretty cool stuff and good news from the federal government. And by all accounts, Mayor Jeff Leal extremely excited, and he's excited about the design as well as the partnership with the other levels of government to kind of make this come to fruition.
On the note of first responders in Peterborough, some news for Peterborough Police as well with another facility that they're looking at opening into.
Yeah, this is a story that broke actually in, I want to say mid-December, kind of just before Christmas. The idea that the city was going to go out and purchase a plot of land along Lansdowne Street West. Most people would know it as like the Cavalry Church property. And it was going to make way for a second facility for Peterborough Police. And originally that sort of spooked some people because they thought, oh, is the police going to run away from the downtown? That's not the case. It's going to be more sort of administrative. There's going to be classrooms for training and all that kind of stuff because they've simply maxed out the space that they have on Water Street. Chief Stuart Pett's very adamant that, no, it's important for the main part of the operation to stay downtown. So he's definitely made that pledge. But $15 million, the decision was finalized at council this month. So that's why this story kind of crept back up. And some questions, though, from councillors, and we should find out more information in February just about the amount of cost. We know the purchase price is $15 million. How much is it going to cost to actually renovate the buildings to make them sort of what they need them to be? That we're still kind of in the dark. But according to Corporate and Legislative Services Commissioner Richard Freeman, more information on that will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, big purchase coming on a huge plot of land.
And of course, whenever there's an update on anything with that, ptbotoday.ca is the place to check it out. Some sad news, of course, over the first month of the year as well. I understand that there's been a few deaths in the Peterborough area.
Yeah, some leaders, both educational leaders and business leaders. So Peterborough's Catholic school community mourned the loss of a two-term trustee and someone who was really applauded for being an advocate of the LGBTQ2S inclusion. And that was Helen McCarthy. She died at the age of 73. Teacher for 33 years, including a teacher for our man Scott Arnold here at ptbotoday.ca. So he had her. So very sad news there. And then Peterborough's business community, Kim Paget, somebody who was, founded Paget Denture Clinic, patients all over the place. She died on January the 17th, at the age of 66. She had been sick and was actually the business person of the year here in Peterborough back in 2006. So two individuals who certainly made their mark on this community, and just sad.
I see that you had a conversation this month that I'm really jealous of myself because this is, an interview or a sit down that I wanted to do for a long time. You got the opportunity to do it. You spoke to former Mayor Diane Terry. Tell me a bit about that conversation and what you guys covered.
Well, I reached out to Diane just over social media because I noticed she hadn't done a lot of interviews since not running again to be mayor. So, it's been more than a year removed from her time in office. So I thought it'd be interesting to kind of chat with her a little bit about reflections, what she thought she did right, what she thought maybe that she did wrong. And I would expect it no other way with Diane. She was very candid. She owned up to some of the personal issues that she had with, some of the other counselors and portfolios and city staff and all of this kind of stuff. But she was also very proud of a lot of the work that they had done, notably sort of approving a new financial plan. So she also gave credit to the current counselors who have, kind of pushed through the modular homes thing down there on Wolf Street. So she was very complimentary of some of the work that they had done as well. So she's in a good spot. She's working with Cupid. She's newly married. She's enjoying life. Wouldn't rule out the possibility of maybe coming back to politics at some point, but she said for the foreseeable future, she's very content with what she's doing.
That full conversation on our YouTube page as well, PTBO today, if you want to check that out. That's a really good conversation. And moving from news into sports, I guess it's more sporting news than anything.
Right.
This one hit me hard. Electric City FC ceasing operations. They will not be back for a third season. This is something some people will tell you the writing was on the wall. Tell me what you've heard about this.
Well, we had a great conversation with the sports editor of the Peterborough Examiner, Mike Davies, and we did a little bit of an unpacking because a lot of people are wondering what exactly went wrong. This was a team that during their first season, the hype train was out there, the games were really well attended, and then that sort of tailed off. So the question for me was Peterborough not a soccer town and the novelty wore off? Or was it some of the decisions made within the organization that led to some departures, which maybe turned the fan base off or limited the notoriety? And so we kind of did our best to figure that out. But this news kind of dropped out of relatively nowhere. We just found out that, they had sold their licenses to Pickering for both the men's and women's team. According to Mike Davies, there were players who still weren't told exactly what was going on as they're trying to plan. So the bigger question, Matt, and I mean, you went to more games than I did. Can Peterborough be a soccer town, and could there be the possibility of another team coming back?
I think from a sports standpoint, yes. From a business standpoint, I think it's very tough to make something like that sustainable because when you look at what they did in the first season, everything was great. You went to the games, it was interactive, it felt like you were at a professional soccer game, but that stuff's not cheap. That stuff's not cheap at all. And, you can charge $20 for tickets, but unless you're selling a lot of them, you're not going to make your money back. So is Peterborough a soccer town? I think so. Whether or not soccer is sustainable there, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, no, I should say Executive Chair of League One Ontario, Dino Rossi, he did thank ECFC for all their efforts and does hope to bring a team back in the future. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that one.
Here's hoping. This has been This Month in Peterborough. Jordan, thank you very much. This is a feature we're going to be doing at the start of each month to tell you, what you may have missed in the previous month. And of course, if you want to find any of these stories, you can do so at our website, ptbotoday.ca.